top him at side control. I single out his arm. He's a strong guy, and I'm fighting, and I lock up the Kimura, and I step over the head, and I twist it around the back, and I get him to tap. And that's how I got Vic Lugo. He won't tell you. He wouldn't.
Guys, we got a live broadcast? It's going on right now.
Travis, here's an idea. How about we tell you when it's time for a live broadcast?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't happen without us, all right?
You don't tell us what to do. We tell you when we're ready, okay?
All right, guys, calm down.
What's up with that guy over
We
there?
have the nerve of him coming in here and telling us when it's
Man.
What?
I think it's time to do the broadcast.
What? We just said we'll do it when we're getting ready.
It's time to do Mystic Fu.
What are you talking about, man? You're right. It's round 2 of Grand Prix and the championship match. We should go to broadcast now.
What was that?
Whoa,
Jeez.
it's broadcast time.
We're in the studio, man.
Yeah, Mystic 4.
We got second round of Grand Prix tournament.
We're gonna crown the champion tonight.
Let's get started, man.
And here we go with the second round of the Grand Prix tournament, Dickerman. 2 big fights in the middleweight division.
Got Krunk Fu taking on Organ Donor, our first matchup tonight, Fritz. And Krunk Fu representing the Forums, Organ Donor representing Sherdog.
And then coming up in the second fight, a little bit of a replacement here as we have Preston Dollinger, Lord PJ, stepping in to take on the Premier.
PJ's coming in, and he's got some serious things to answer, some big questions to answer about his game-playing ability. You question his ability in this game, Fritz, and he says tonight he's going to answer any questions you might have about what he can do inside the cage.
2 big fights, and the winners move on to later on tonight to battle for the Grand Prix Tournament Championship.
Is it going to be Krunk Fu for the win?
I believe so. Here's why. Krunk Fu right now, dude's insane. Ranked number 94 all time, purple belt, sitting on top of 5 belts right now. He owns a belt in every weight class. He's been hitting some fights up. Organ Donor, on the other hand, 68-40, ranked number 977. Doesn't have any belts, so I definitely look for Krunk to take this one by submission.
So few real ones, I got just what you're seeking. That giant can't keep sleeping. Wake up and touch that
Take a look at these stats here. Wow, if you look at Krunk Fu, you notice he's not going to worry about any submissions tonight. That's for sure. Both guys, really, very low submissions, so look for these guys to keep it on their feet, trading and bombing.
Yeah, without a doubt. High health between the 2 guys. They can take a licking and keep on ticking. Stand up, clinch, good for both guys as well. And you expect this one to stay standing up probably so you can pound out the opponent first.
Yeah. You saw Preston do the pick. He's picking Krunk to win this one. If he does do that, well, if Preston's victorious, he could very well be fighting him.
Is Preston picking himself for later?
Well, Preston can't pick himself for later because he didn't know he was going to be involved in the fight.
That's very true. So don't forget, you can join us online in the chat room right now, easportsmma.com. Producer Nick Lang is in there. And by the way, I think one of our other producers, John White, a relative of his is in there, maybe even his mom.
Really? His mom's in there? Wow. Okay.
Taking part in the chat. You never know when a family member might drop by.
Can't forget to mention our key producer, Travis Hill, in there right now behind the board, getting us all prepared for these fights tonight. Of course, this is a Grand Prix, so big things afoot this evening.
Taking a look at this experience factor. Doesn't look like much for Krunk Fu. Just on the record here, plenty of experience, though, when it comes to Organ Donor.
Ladies and gentlemen, We thank you for joining us at Cowboy Stadium. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a kickboxer, fighting out of Japan. War Machine, Mac Nakamura.
That is organ donor right there. He's in the blue and black trunks.
Not sure if you really want the War Machine nickname
And
anymore.
now,
It's kind of
introducing
tainted.
his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a Muay Thai fighter, fighting out of England. The big dog, Richard Rodriguez.
He looks like a Ken doll. That's Krunk.
Now, he is using the backup fire, so that's why we didn't see the record, but
He's got 140 wins.
140 wins, plenty of experience. Here we go, first fight, second round of the Grand Prix tournament.
His backup fighter is Ken. Barbie somewhere in the stands tonight.
I think he was wearing lipstick.
There you see Krunk. He is in the white. Organ donor in the blue and black.
Good action right there. Look at that. Krunk Fu staying pretty busy right there. Nice kick to the midsection and got the clinch.
Yeah, our prediction here is these guys keep it on the feet. They both have high ground skills, but not very high submission. So you think if they end up taking it to the ground, you're going to see some ground and pound. Nobody looking for arm bars, go-go platas, nothing fancy like that. They're just going to look to punch the other guy's head repeatedly.
You talked about the 140 wins for Krunk Fu, but 78 of them coming by way of submission. Some good body work there by Krunk.
These guys going at it. Organ donor out of Rhode Island. By day, he's a digital templater. And he's knocked out. He's hurt.
Organ donor's in a lot of trouble here. Can Krunk Fu finish his fight? Looks like Organ donor's going to hold on here, but the damage has been done right now, and we still see Krunk on top. And he's got full mount.
Full mount now. Krunk Fu representing the forums. EA MMA.
He's trying to hold this position right here, trying to land some big shots. He might look like a Ken doll, but you know what? He's fighting like a tough man out there.
Absolutely.
He's holding that position really good.
You know, it's awful to get your butt kicked by a good-looking guy. It's just one of the worst things in the world. It's just terrible. He's on top. He's got that mount. You see he gets that higher position. That way he can deliver much stronger blows from above.
By the way, he has landed with a big right hand, and he has cut Organ donor on the left side of his face.
Organ donor's not long for this fight if he can't get out of this position. Representing Sure Dog, he said to his opponent, welcome to the beatdown. He's feeling the beatdown right now in the ring.
Really good job here by Krunk, holding on to that position. And now he's going to sit up a little bit and see if he can deliver some punishing blows.
Nail it down on top.
He's just taking his time. You like that. He's not freaking out. He's not trying to do too much. He's trying to hold that position and land shots when he can. And he's landed some big ones here.
Look at the blood all over his stomach. That is from Organ Donor's face on Krunk's.
There it is. That fight is over.
Yeah, you knew it was coming. It was only a matter of time. Throwing down those heavy blows. He got that high mount, just pounded away at his face, finished him off.
You got to like that. A guy that's very patient, got the position he wanted, and able to finish off his opponent by just taking his time and doing what he wanted to do and inflict that punishment and get the KO victory.
Yeah, very methodical, and he moves on to the tournament final. Very nicely done for Krunk tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by knockout, the big dog, Richard Rodriguez.
And kudos to him for doing it with a alternate online ID. You know, he came in and he did just fine. Very well for himself.
Take a look at some of the numbers from this fight. Not going to be too many. A dominant performance there by Krunk. Look at that. 43 strikes, 37 punches, 63% of his strikes connected, and then 73% of his punches. He had his way in this one.
And he got 100% of the phone numbers on his way back to the locker room from the ladies in the audience.
I'm sure he did.
Very well for himself tonight.
So Organ Donor had a tough one going into this one. A little bit outmatched there, and you saw where Krunk was able to get this one down on the ground. Got his opponent knocked down, kept it down on the ground, took his time, and able to pound it out for the victory. Now coming up in the second fight here on Mystic 4.
This is the one I'm looking forward to,
This
Fritz.
is going to be very interesting because we've got Preston is stepping in, taking the place of the professional. Couldn't show up, Preston stepping in, taking on the Premier.
Lord PJ has a lot to prove. Last time we saw him fight live, he had to take a guy. He wasn't his guy. He got beat in a hurry. It was not a true showing of what he can do in the game, Preston says. He was especially offended at some of your comments last week, Fritz, so he says he's coming out here tonight with a mission, and he's going to put on a show.
Now, he normally gives predictions for fights, and we just got word that, believe it or not, he's not predicting himself, but let's see if he can actually have a better showing and not embarrass himself tonight.
Hey!
All right, so up next we got the Premier versus the Professional. Unfortunately, we don't have a big rap sheet on the Professional. We know he was in the last live broadcast. It was the only Preston predict I got wrong. Unfortunately, I'm predicting again that he is going to be losing. Hopefully I'm right this time up against the Premier. The Premier right now is on fire. He owns a light heavyweight belt. He's had 28 belt wins in his entire career. Definitely a good sub-master. Although the Professional also, the guy's very aggressive, very sub-heavy, looks for arm bars, looks for chokes, looks for it all. So Premier's definitely got a challenge ahead of him, but I'm going to go with the Premier by submission.
It's unfortunate the Professional went through all the trouble of making his hype video, then didn't show for the fight, but we had Preston on standby. He stepped in. Now, he picked the Premier to win this fight. Hopefully, for his sake, he is not correct in that prediction.
Well, it's a little bit different now. He predicted that when he was facing Professional, still kind of that way, but like we said, looking for a better performance here tonight, and you look at the numbers across the board for Preston, very high. Submission down a little bit for the Premier, but his health extremely high and very good stand-up as well.
Getting ready for our next matchup. The winner of this fight will go on to take on Krunk Fu in the finals. Can Preston redeem himself in the game? That is a big question. You see the Premier there representing Middle Easy, rocking the Middle Easy t-shirt.
A guy that's got over 230 victories and over 130 of them by way of submission.
Yeah, a lot of submissions on his record.
And then here comes Preston. The last time that we saw him, he had to step in, couldn't use his fighter that he had created, lost to J-Rod, and lost in about 30 seconds via triangle.
He got caught in a triangle. It happens, man. It happens in real life. It happens in the game. It's very realistic.
I expect more of a guy that's involved in this game, though.
Preston,
that works at EA.
Look at Preston, 105 wins up against the Premier with 256.
We thank you for joining us at Cowboy Stadium. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a kickboxer. Fighting out of the United States, the Beast!
That is the Premier in the green trunks. Take a look at Preston next.
And now,
stepping in late.
His opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a wrestler fighting out of the United States. Skull Crusher, Preston
No.
Dillinger.
Is that Spike Dudley?
His nose looks a little funny, like he's got that Heidi Montag thing going.
I think he's had some work done there.
Possibly.
Maybe, I don't know, something's going wrong there. So here we go. Second fight of the second round here. Grand Prix tournament here at Mystic 4.
Well, touch of the glove show, respect between the guys.
Is the fight over already? Is Preston lost yet?
No, Preston's already lasted longer than the last time. I don't know what you got against Preston. He's a very nice guy. I don't know if he took the last cocoa from you in the kitchen here at EA Sports or what. But he's coming out here to prove you wrong, Fritz.
This is a guy that's involved behind the scenes with the MMA video game. And to have a performance like that last time, that's not good for your resume.
But you know what?
Oh, and he just ate a big knee.
He showed that anything can happen in the game. The game was done so well, you can get caught in a triangle. And even if you know the game inside and out, if you're caught, just like in real life.
It just goes to show, a big takedown there by Premier, to talk about some of the guys involved in the game, taking on people that have been playing the game and how good they become.
Yeah, Premier's got full mount now on Preston. Not a good place for Preston to be. He needs to get out of this position, buck out, and escape.
I'm proud of him. He's almost made it a minute here so far.
Preston is in a bad position right now. The Premier very patient on top. Preston, you are not going to win the fight by throwing punches from the bottom.
Probably not. He needs to get out of this position somehow, and it's going to be very tough. Look at the size difference, though, between Premier and Preston here.
Preston's got to hip out and escape from that bottom position. You do not want to sit there mounted. You got to get out of that spot. You can't hang out there all day because eventually the Premier's going to start connecting with some big blows and win by a vicious TKO or straight-up knockout.
And this is where Premier wanted this, like we said, over 130 victories by submission.
Yeah, Preston, you can't hang out there. He's trying to preserve himself right now so he can pop out and get out, but you do not want to be in this position on the bottom like this.
You have to wonder if nerves are playing a part into this fight because Preston, like we said, had to be a little bit nervous, stepping in at the last minute. We talked about the performance the last time. A lot on the line here for the man.
To be perfectly honest with you, I did see a fight once in Japan where a guy from the bottom, fully mounted, did win via knockout, but that was like a freak occurrence. They could never act. Oh, there you go.
Preston,
There's
great
the
job
escape.
getting on top here.
Nice turn by Preston, gets in the guard of the Premier, looking to pass. Oh, and he's immediately turned, and Premier inside control.
This is where Premier wants us. Look at, he's trying to get back into full mount, and they're going to stand it up.
All right, this is it for you, Preston. I believe in Preston. He's going to come in here and get a big shot and get the big knockout victory and make it to the finals.
And he's eating some body blows there. Preston trying to go for a big shot there, not able to get it. And look at that stamina way down on Preston right now.
Yeah,
he's in a lot of trouble.
Premier's got him hurt right now. He's got the stamina down. He's going in for the kill. He smells blood right now.
And that's one of those things. You do a lot of work on the body. Everybody goes for a lot of headshots, but you get that body work in there, you can really wear down your opponent.
Big slam by the Premier right into side control. Now right into mount. He's got a head and arm triangle locked in.
Another submission loss for Preston coming up.
It is not over yet.
So.
It is not over yet. Preston is defending this hold right now. He's trying to escape. It's not looking good, though, currently for Preston. Premier does have this locked in. As you said, 133 submissions of his 231 wins.
This can't be good. I mean, if he loses again, if he gets to tap out,
Preston
he
doing
has
well.
to quit. If he gets submitted, it's not looking good at all for Preston right here. He's trying to hang on, and Premier's just squeezing in there.
Preston's still doing well.
He survives.
He's going to escape, and he's in to the top position in his guard. Oh, he immediately gets swept.
Get on your back there, boy.
Oh, no, this is terrible. Preston takes a leg kick on the way up. The Premier looking very dominant here. And let's not take anything away from the Premier. You know, Preston's a very good fighter. Premier got 231 wins, 55 knockouts.
Preston with a good right hand there. Caught a kick and landed with that straight right hand.
Premier does claim to have 40 of his 46 chromosomes catered to gaming, but a big takedown there by Preston. Let's see what he can do with it.
Tries to get side control and immediately gets reversed.
He gets turned again. This may be part of his strategy, though. You don't know. Like we said, Preston worked on the game. He knows the game very well. Maybe he's got a strategy going
Part
here.
of his strategy should be trying to win, and I don't know if he's doing that so far.
He could be trying to wear out the Premier. Get him tired from turning him all those times.
What, for beating on him too hard?
Hey, it's exhausting to turn a guy from the bottom a lot.
Look at the stamina go way down, and he just ate a kick.
Nice kick by the Premier right to Preston's face.
Preston's had a little bit of a stamina problem in this one, and it's a good job by Premier, able to wear him down with some big shots to the head, but also some huge shots to the midsection.
And please note, too, Preston was just sitting at home hanging out. I know he was chatting a little bit with Nick Lang on the chat there, and they said, hey, we had a guy not show up. What do you say you step up and fight, Preston? He wasn't prepared. He didn't have a game plan here. He's just stepping
Stop
in
making
cold.
excuses for
No
the man.
warm-up, and he's just going to fight.
No excuses for the man here. He's a
I give
big
him-
boy. He can handle himself.
I give him credit just for stepping up and coming here to fight.
Nice up kick.
Yeah.
Look at Premier says, okay, get back up on your feet. See if I can knock you down again. Coming up at the 15-minute mark here, the second fight here and second round of the Grand Prix tournament. Preston get a little busier here, but Premier firing right back with shots.
You know, Preston might just be getting warmed up right now, for all we know.
The stamina way down on Preston again after he ate a couple punches right to the body. Oh, and a huge knee! Preston's in a lot of trouble.
He's able to survive that huge knee. Avoided a couple more, but look, Premier's got the anaconda choke working in right now.
He's got that in there tight.
That is bad news for Preston right there, squeezing tight on that choke. Could it be lights out for Preston?
You can see all the air get sucked out here.
Cutting off the blood to his brain right now. Will he go to sleep or can he survive? He's doing a great job of defending thus far. This is quite the battle here. When you get in one of these choke battles in the game, it's tough. It's
and
hard.
It's getting tighter. And it's getting tighter there. Is he going to be able to hold on?
Closing in. Preston doing a little bit of defense here, getting a little bit of blood to that brain. I think he's going to survive.
Oh, second time able to get out of a submission. Good job by Preston there.
And that was just for you, Fritz. He wanted to show you he can escape from submissions.
You know what? He shouldn't get in that position in the first place.
He probably got in that position on purpose just to show you, hey, look, I can do it if I want to.
He better watch because his stamina is low again, and Premier has been dead on with a lot of his shots. He lands another big one. It could be lights out here for Preston.
The pace of the Premier has been very difficult for Preston to deal with. He's just been...
And there's a big knee. Oh, Preston's in a lot of trouble. Premier's going to finish this fight right here.
Preston survives again.
I don't know how he's able to do that.
Raining down big blows, but Preston somehow survived.
Look at the... Oh, he goes for a big right hand, just misses. Look at the damage done to the left side of Preston's body.
Preston looking for some sort of submission from the bottom. Didn't have any luck with it yet. Looking for an armbar. No go. You can see the damage to Preston's body like you were talking about.
He's had to be very defensive in this fight. Premier has been very good as an offensive fighter. Big shots, both standing up, getting it on the ground, doing a lot of damage. By the way, when it comes to Premier, he says the only person that ever called him Charles is his mom, and she doesn't even do that anymore.
Yeah, his middle name actually is Premier, so everybody just calls him Premier.
I'll call him Charles.
My last name's Dickerman. Everybody calls me Dickerman, except my mom.
Good.
Look at the body still there by Premier.
And that stamina way down again on Preston. That's because all that body work is paying off for Premier here. He's trying to get a takedown, and he gets it.
Yeah, we've seen stranger things happen in this game, though, Fritz. We've seen these matchups, big-time matchups, where the guy's down the whole fight. He ends up winning in the end. He gets a good submission. He gets a good, clean knockout. So don't count Preston out as of yet.
Premier, though, has got to be feeling very comfortable wherever this fight is at. He even wanted to stand it up. He had the man down. Could have tried to take advantage of it there, but...
Looking for a flying knee, no connection there.
And
Got the double underhooks.
He's really picking his shots right here, but he's trying to land that big blow. Look at that one. Big takedown.
Big slam takedown right to mount. I think this is it for Preston. Premier's going to rain down some big blows and finish him off here.
The stamina is way low again on Preston. Look at even for his head. It's just quickly dwindling.
Premier being very patient on top here. Now he's got both hooks in with the back. Will he go for another choke? That would be the third choke attempt of the fight for the Premier.
I think he wants to make the man submit. He wants to make him quit. He wants to tap him out. He knows that the man's a quitter.
Preston trying to escape out the back door. Premier able to block it. Keeps both those hooks in. Continuing to work away. Maybe look for the choke. Maybe just look for the TKO.
And a great job here by Premier holding that position, just inflicting some damage here and there, wearing him down, flatten him out there.
Flatten him out. Chicken flat on the ground. You flatten your opponent out, it's a lot easier to finish him off with a big choke.
That was a good shot there for Preston. Do you see the blood? Look at the blood is spilling out of Premier here.
Yeah, Preston ended up catching something from the bottom down there and busting up the Premier's face a little bit. That might just make the Premier more mad.
It might be, but there's a lot of blood being spilled all over the man right now.
You made me bleed my blood.
And look at Premier just kind of.
What are these guys
picking
taking a rest here?
Yeah.
They take a little nap?
He's picking his spot here.
That is not where you want to take a nap, fellas.
But, I mean, look at that. I mean, I give Preston a little kudos here. He's staying busy from this position. He's trying to make sure he doesn't get caught in a choke.
Yeah, give him credit. Busted up the guy's face from the bottom.
But at the same time, Premier is just throwing him here, and he says, okay, that's enough. Let's stand it up.
He's riding him like a horse.
Let's see if Premier can get one of those big knees. He's been trying to do that. You can tell that he's been lining up a big shot.
Picking away at the body, big head kicks there. Preston with a nice single leg takedown into the guard of the Premier.
Premier's got some damage, too. Look at the left side of his body, man. He's taking some punishment, but he rolls right over and gets him back up on his feet.
It's been a pretty bloody matchup with these guys. Nearly 10 minutes into the fight. Brutal war.
Look at that body work, once again, paying off for Premier. And see, he's just trying to line him up here, and then he's going to go for a big knee. But look at that takedown by Preston. Good timing there.
Very nice takedown right inside control. Now, Preston needs to be careful of his positioning and not get turned here. This is where he needs to work, be careful, and look for a submission. But now he's got Premier, and he gets turned.
Every time that he tries to get a dominant position down on the ground, Premier is able to turn it around.
It's a key timing issue, and the Premier just has that timing down. He calls him back up to his feet. No Brazilian butt scoot for Preston. These guys are going to get back to their feet and bang once again.
Get up and fight like a man. Not that laying around, taking a rest.
The Premier representing Middle Easy, doing very nicely.
Another good
Middle
takedown
Easy
by
here.
Preston. Preston finds some time in here, able to get some takedowns, but whether or not, the problem is he can't get in a good position on the ground. Every time he gets in side control, Premier is able to reverse it immediately.
Yeah, it's been hard for Preston to really get out of the gate here. That's been the big key. He hasn't been able to get a good, strong, solid position. Hasn't really been able to get a hold of the Premier here. And when you can't do that in a fight, you really can't start setting the pace.
Amazing. Preston's been in trouble 3-4 times now, but somehow he's been able to survive, still in this fight.
His face is busted up pretty ugly.
Well, his face, his body.
Nicely timed takedown once again by Preston. That's the second time he's done that. He's really getting the timing down on those takedowns. When Premier goes for a big spinning kick, Preston dives in and gets a nice takedown right into side control. Now, if he can keep this position, is the key here for Preston.
Yeah, he was trying to get full mount, and it wasn't going to happen, so he stands it back up, and Premier goes right back to work on the body there, looking for a big takedown.
And he gets it. Big side slam into side control on Preston and mounted once again. Can Premier finish him at this point? Premier's got to be very patient.
Yeah, I think he better watch out, Preston, man, because he's in a lot of trouble here again. That is stamina's way down. He's taking a lot of punishment. He's got cuts on both sides of his face.
As much as you wanted to count Preston out for this whole fight, Fritz, he's done very well for himself, even when he's in dominant positions. He's been down on the ground, and Premier has been able to pound away, but Preston has been able to survive. That's been the key for him. He may not be winning, but he is surviving.
Well, that's part of the game. You got to survive, but at the same time, he's never been in a position where he's been in control of this fight either.
No, sometimes you get a bigger, stronger, better opponent, and you just can't get to where you need to be.
This fight is just about over. Look at the stamina, head, body, everything way down right now in Preston.
Yeah, Premier can just land a couple of clean, big shots. That is it. Preston just trying to survive at this point. Showing a lot of heart in there, though.
And he's got his face in a big old splotch of blood right now.
Oh, yeah. He's just eating all that blood.
He's going to make him lick it here in a
Nothing-
second. Lick it, boy! Lick the blood!
Nothing like your opponent getting on top and rubbing your face in a big pool of blood. That's just a horrible place to be. Nobody wants to be in that position.
He's really taking, I mean, it's amazing, though, watching Preston here because he's able to land some shots. You can see the blood just spilling out of Premier, too, but he's getting worked over.
I know both Nick and Travis. Nick in the chat, Travis producing tonight. They're both artists. They got to appreciate this canvas they are painting down here of blood between these two men on the mat.
I think they should have it to where somebody could put their initials in that blood right now.
Yeah.
So-and-so was here.
It's an original by Preston
And
the Premier.
We're under 7 minutes left to go in this fight. It's been all Premier so far.
It's been all Premier, but this position, he's hanging out here and he's just kind of punching away. I'd like to see him go for a choke or go for something to finish this fight.
Quite honestly, I'm surprised Preston's been able to hang on this long with the punishment he's taken.
I think Premier is just kind of waiting until he feels like he can get that choke in or he feels like he can do something more significant.
If you look at the cut on the left side of Preston's face, you could stick your finger in there and touch skull.
I'm sure. Preston, I don't know how Preston's surviving with all that blood on the mat below him right now. He needs a snorkel gear.
He's getting worn down again. There is like no stamina left on that man. So, I mean, Premier, lets him off the hook here a little bit by not landing a shot or two, and he's able to get back some of his stamina.
At this point, Premier, look, you're beating him up. You go for an armbar, go for the rear naked choke.
He's just holding him, saying, I'm just going to waylay you with a couple big left hands.
You're not finishing him with punches here as of yet. You've been
Oh, there we go. Go stand up.
Let him get back up, and let's finish it.
Somebody needs a blood transfusion right now.
It looks like a zombie actually came into the ring and bit a big chunk out of Preston's face right now.
His camo gear is red everywhere.
And he gets turned once again. Premier on top.
Premier's like, you know what? I'm going to finish you standing up, okay?
You got to appreciate the heart of Preston.
Oh, good kick to the midsection. Look at that body work once again. Just wearing him down.
You'd like to see a finish by Premier. There he goes. He goes for the choke once again. He's got that Anaconda choke.
He's got it in deep this time. This is the third submission attempt, and he is squeezing in on this one.
Can Preston survive once again? That is a deep, deep choke.
He's got a lot of pressure up. Preston's still holding on.
Preston doing very well in the choke thus far. He may have actually mastered the choke survival after being in it so many times this fight.
Maybe. He's got side control here. He's trying to get full mount.
He was looking for either full mount there or a head and arm choke of his own. Wouldn't that be something? Oh, and he gets turned right away. Premier almost made it look easy right there.
And he's back in the full mount.
And he's got a head and arm triangle of his own. Once again, Preston locked up in a choke. This could be it.
Wow, he has got that on tight there.
This is the fourth solid choke attempt of the fight. All of them by the Premier thus far.
You could see that circle was getting close there, but now it looks like Preston's going to hang on once again.
Like I said, I think Preston may have really got the timing down on surviving these chokes because he did a great job there. But once again, the Premier able to turn him, and they go back to the feet, and Premier says, come on, no butt scoot, let's go.
You got to think, too, when it comes to these submission attempts, it's got to be tough to get it right now. These guys have got to be so slippery with the amount of sweat and blood that's all over their bodies right now.
Very nice body kick there by Preston a moment ago.
Another big knee by Premier. He has really done a lot of damage with those high knees. Good body work again. Look at that. I mean, Preston is stunned right there.
Preston looking to pull a Scott Smith of sorts here. Maybe somehow survive, take a beating the entire fight, then somehow come back with a big knockout victory.
Preston's going to have a sore liver for the next month.
Look at all the blood all over Preston's body.
He's not going to be able to stand up straight. Look at that. Catches a kick there with a big left hand.
That's very nicely done by Preston.
I don't know how Preston's going to be able to walk around after this one.
Kick to the body. The Premier continues to work the body of Preston.
Landed that big kick there. I'm very impressed by Premier because not only with the punches, but a lot of good work with the kicks, too.
Just over 3 minutes left to go here. Preston on top in half guard. Can he do something with it?
No.
He can get turned again.
He can get turned.
Little butt scoot there by Preston.
Hey, referee, make him stand up.
He may. Give him a minute. The Brazilian butt scoot is a legitimate move.
Yeah, it might be, but look at that.
It's also
nice.
Legit if your dog has worms. We'll do it right along the carpet.
Nice 1-2. Look at the kicks, the midsection. Premier is just going to town on his ribs right now.
Premier really working the body of Preston, looking to wear him down.
Did you hear that big gasp of breath coming out of Preston there, and he got that kick to the midsection?
He can be finished. You can be finished with body blows in the game, just like in real life.
Preston's about to be finished right here, but holds on. He knew he was going to be, and then he ends up going for a takedown.
Desperation takedown attempt, but he may be finished here by the Premier just in this position right here.
Premier's just landing shot after shot when they're standing up here.
Premier's got to get on him. The stamina's low. He had a chance to go in and finish him right away, but he backed off.
Coming up on the 2-minute mark here on this fight. Middleweight action. The winner moves on to the finals of the Grand Prix tournament. And it's been all Premier so far in this one.
Canvas painted with the crimson red of both men's blood, mostly Preston's.
Preston's going to have to go for something really big here if he wants to win this fight.
Looks for a takedown, gets stuffed by the Premier. Premier's once again, looked like he was going for a choke again.
That's not what I was talking about when I said something big. He's going to need to go for a big flying knee, a big punch, a roundhouse kick, something like that.
And there the Premier once again with that Anaconda choke.
He is relentless going after these chokes. He has got that on tight there. This is the tightest one so far he's had.
1.5 minutes left to go. Can Preston survive again? He's done very well defending earlier in the fight.
Oh, this is going to almost lights out right there.
Preston fighting with everything he's got.
Just trying to hold on. He's trying to be a survivor, but it could be too much here.
This is it.
That is it.
He gets the tap via choke. The Premier victorious.
I said it before and I'll say it again. The man hang on, but you know what? In the end, we know Preston is a quitter, and he proved it right there.
You see the Premier with the Jacare crawl, alligator chomp.
So many times he held on, not wanting to submit.
Come on,
but in the end, the man said, enough.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Enough.
the winner by submission, the Beast.
Look at Premier. We need to talk about this guy a little bit more. What an impressive display he put on.
Terrific showing by Premier representing Middle Easy, but kudos to Preston. Fritz, you got to give him credit for the heart, man. He showed a lot of heart in this fight. He was caught in a lot of submissions. He was busted up. He was beaten up, but he kept in it.
Can you give a man credit when he gets his butt kicked for almost 20 minutes?
He did well for himself. He really
ate 225 strikes, 159 punches.
You picked on the man for losing in 20 seconds. Now he went nearly 20 minutes. He survived a brutal fight, and he survived a ton of submission attempts before finally getting caught in one in the end.
I can't help it. The man worked here at EA. I have high expectations, and he just did not live up to them.
Preston's going to go back to the drawing board and get back to work.
When Preston comes into work next time, he better hide his head in shame for quitting once again in a fight.
He didn't quit. He got caught in a submission, man. It's a legitimate tap out.
So the second round here of the Grand Prix tournament, in the first fight, we saw Krunk Fu, an impressive KO victory, and he moves on to the finals, where now he'll take on the Premier, who we just saw win via submission.
This should be a heck of a fight. Real curious to see how that one plays out. Just a little ways away. We're going to see these guys in the finals of the Grand Prix tonight.
The one thing that I'm worried about, I don't want to see that alien come back and put its little mind meld on me again like it did earlier.
Well, maybe if you got to work on time, then he wouldn't have to show up.
Hopefully we won't have to worry about that. But don't forget, join us here coming up in just a short while. Around 11 o'clock Eastern, we will have the finals here for the Grand Prix tournament. Krunk Fu will be taking on the Premier. That's coming up just about 20 minutes from now as we get set to see who will be the champion of the Grand Prix tournament here on the next live broadcast of EA Sports MMA.